This is Colin Moriarty from Sacred Symbols, a PlayStation podcast, the best PlayStation podcast on the entire internet. If you're looking for a different PlayStation podcast to listen to than mine, you probably want to listen to Podcast Beyond! But if you need a PlayStation podcast even after that, then you're in the right place for PlayStation Experience. Have yourselves a very good time.
Welcome to the land of formerly long-live play, and now where play has no limits. Welcome to the PlayStation Experience. As usual, it's your boy, Dat Ninja Dev, and I've brought along the usual crew of the Platinum Princess, Haley Nicole Miller, Mr. Delvin Cox, and we brought along someone from the other side, from the Empire himself. The big boss man, Donnie, is here with us too, hitting the trifecta of podcasts this week. How's everybody doing? How your hype levels? Are you excited?
This was a nice mental boost. So that
I was doing good till I found out Donnie died and came from the other side. Like one of the Death Stranding creatures.
I don't know why I'm here. I think it's just to get free video access. He's just like, hey, can you come on the show? Can you stream it while you're at it? Thanks.
I mean, pretty much.
Move. Smart move.
Hey, somebody's got to do it, right?
Yeah.
definitely.
Producer Don.
All right. So let's just jump right into things. We had a reveal, ladies and gentlemen. We finally had some news, and we got to see a lot, including the console, which I did not expect. So before we dive all the way in, what were you guys' hype levels going into this, Haley?
I was excited. I was expecting to see Horizon, which we did. Was not expecting Spider-Man at all to be there. Very excited for that. And I was expecting the new Ratchet, and everything else was a surprise. But that going out of it, I'm in, and I was already in. But like, this is very nice. So
awesome. What about you, Devin?
It was like at a 5.
Yeah.
It was like a 5. I was like, all right, let's see what happens. Let's see what they do, because they've been so woefully disappointing as of late. It was like, well, let's just see what happens. I'm not going to sit here and championship love this until I see what you guys are actually doing. And I will say this. For the first 30 seconds, I was like, all right, fam, I'm about to turn this off. I literally almost turned it off.
Oh, that's funny.
Like, if you don't show me GTA 5, this is our next gen. All right, I'm leaving. I'm going home.
I love the rumors, man. Everybody's all for like 3 days. Rockstar's going to be there. Rockstar's going to be there. They were?
They were there?
Yeah.
They showed up.
Hey, I don't know.
7-year-old game.
I don't know what you're hating on. The highest selling video game of all time will launch. It will be there on the platform.
That ain't launching. I mean,
you can play it.
Did you not see that it's not coming until 2021? Like,
Imagine,
that was right after that.
Imagine the load time comparison videos. We're gonna have so many of them. It's gonna be amazing.
All of them.
All of them.
All of the load time videos.
We're gonna have just videos of just side by side, PS4, PS5. You're gonna watch people press the button at the same time. 2 fingers, just X, go.
I'm just wondering now, because they said it's not going to be ready till 2021. So that means if you put in the original disc for PS4, it's just going to look like the regular crappy GTA 5.
They didn't say. All they said was that the redone version with some extra stuff is going to be out in 2021, and we're going to get GTA Online at launch.
No, that's coming second half of 2021. Rockstar posted an article afterwards.
I hope
Well, isn't the wait?
when you put in the
GTA
PS5
Online?
for this,
Yep, as its own separate download, separated
Oh.
from GTA 5. And that will be how Rockstar keeps it going.
Next gen's off the super weird, guys.
Oh, yeah.
It's super weird.
Oh,
I hope that you put in this GTA 5 PS4 disc and it says, "Please wait till 2021."
It's just gonna be like, get this out of here.
hey, do we even have?
say anything.
Just
Do we even have confirmation that you could just stick your PS4 discs in the
No.
machine?
No, not at all.
and the
Not
way that
at
they
all.
announced it, I mean, it feels like another SKU. Am I alone in that? Like the way this
No,
is all, I'm like, this is not. We're not going to be able to just update or patch in. Like this feels like if you want to play GTA 5 on PS5, you're going to have to rebuy it. Well, not rebuy because it's free, right? Didn't they? They did say it's free.
It said
It's free for
GTA
PS
Online
Plus.
was free for.
Oh, it's just the online. Okay. See,
Yep.
super weird.
Yeah, during the PS5 reveal event, GTA 5 for PlayStation 5 was announced, and it was confirmed GTA Online will be given free to all PS5 owners when it launches in 2021. Additionally, all PS4 owners will get 1 million in GTA 5 game cash starting today.
Okay, so it's just the online part. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm just gonna toss that away. I could care less. I'm
Yeah,
not
but-
that. I was with Delvin. I was ready to turn it off when I saw that crap. I'm like, really? GTA 5? Like
That's
a
what y'all
PS3
showing?
game? A PS3 game is how you open this up?
To further the separate SKU thing, the way that Remedy's tweet works as well
Yeah.
also sounds like that's a separate SKU
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
for Control that was announced. So
Yeah. More info to come soon.
yeah,
Also, I probably wouldn't play that again.
I would even if I would. That game's fantastic, and I'm very excited for AWE whenever that actually gets a date. So
Sure.
Yeah.
I'd get GTA
So-
5 again, to be quite honest with you guys. I mean, I think it's an amazing game.
Uh,
I loved it. I'm not going to spend 60 on it. Don't get me wrong. I've got limits to it. But if it's like super pretty and loads super fast and everything, I'd pick it up at a bargain price. Sure.
My question is, did you claim it on the Epic Store?
Yeah.
I
And you've
gotta
already
wonder.
got it.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna be any better.
Any better than that? I'd probably still do it.
I mean, to be fair, they did say expanded, so I have to wonder: does this
Right.
actually include the GTA 5 DLC that Franklin's voice actor had mentioned a while back that he had recorded and then we never saw? It
That'd be
says
awesome.
expanded and enhanced. Does that include it? Do we think?
I don't.
I think that's smart, Devin. But I'm hoping that there's some sort of at least expansion, even if it's like like mini or something like that. But just add something new to it.
The expansion I want is called GTA 6.
I
Sure.
mean, same.
It's going to take a while.
It's good. Yeah,
How long has it been?
They just did Red Dead.
they just did Red Dead.
I don't care.
That's a good point.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm
Yeah.
the only
No,
one-
it's
I'm
not,
the only
Delvin.
one here
That's
who-
not a good point.
Very good point.
I literally forgot that I'm the only one in this call right now that literally loves Red Dead Redemption 2. So
I do. What are you talking about? I love Red Dead 2.
my not caring has nothing to do with my dislike of Red Dead.
You're
Redemption.
tangenting here. You're tangenting. Like PS5,
what
guys.
we do.
PS5.
That's what we do.
Nobody wants to hear
This
anything
was
about Red Dead.
PS5. They showed this trash
Right.
looking game. First thing they showed, I was
Yeah.
so upset. Like, why are you showing this?
That was not a way to get off to a good start. However, they quickly made up for that with Spider-Man Miles.
Miles Morales, yeah.
Like
They
that
should've
blew me away. I was not expecting that at all. I agree. They should have flipped that. They could have saved the GTA thing for somewhere down the road. But if you would have opened with Spider-Man, Miles Morales, like, whoa, that
They-
puts the butts in the seats.
They led their show with a partnership announcement from Rockstar. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Rockstar normally doesn't do things with other companies. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt here. And at the end of the day, you're talking about the difference of 20 seconds. Who cares?
I mean, fair.
If the GTA thing wasn't
but-
super long, we got Spider-Man fast enough.
but to put the Rockstar thing in context, they also did the same thing right before the PS4 was announced with the GTA 5 PS3 bundle.
Same game.
They were on stage. Yep, they were on stage for Sony then too.
Well, we know who Rockstar rocks with.
Yes.
It'd be hilarious if it was like a marketing agreement the PlayStation did, and they just pulled it out like 7 years later. They're like, hey, if you're bringing GTA 5 back, we have an agreement on the books. Like, you have to do this.
Right.
Yikes.
So, expectations. I know, Delvin, you said you went in with the 5. I went around the 5 as well.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting just to see games. Like, I wasn't expecting the box or anything like that. So I just kept my expectations super duper low. So, with that in mind, like, did it exceed your expectations, Donnie? Did you even have any?
Oh yeah, no, I had expectations. The whole idea. I mean, I'm a little taken aback because I expected both of you to have higher expectations than me, at least. I knew Sony was going to bring it. They always do. Like, I'm going back to their last E3, announcement when they kicked off this gen. They brought it then. I was expecting a very similar type of production now. So I was expecting them to bring a lot of the games. All of the speculation and the rumor mill and everything that I follow had all been leading up to all of the things that were coming. So I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be big. So yeah, I went into it expecting it to be big, and I think they delivered. I think they delivered in spades. I think a lot of PlayStation fans and PlayStation customers are real excited about today's showing, and can't wait to pre-order their console. And that means that it worked. It means everything did what it was supposed
to. Our Discord was definitely live with that. Everybody seemed to be like really excited.
Can I point out that when they showed the electricity, now granted I know Miles does have that electricity power, but when they showed that electricity, I was like, no, there's no way. And then I saw the Spider-Man mask, and I was like, oh. But you know what? I'm still very excited because Miles is my boy, and you know, yeah.
I saw the same thing. When I saw the electricity and I heard the guy talking, I was thinking this sounds like a superhero game. But then I saw the way the stuff was breaking, and I saw the webbing. I was like, oh shit, this is Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't even recognize at first that it was Yuri Lowenthal, the voice of Peter Parker, talking. So, to Miles.
Yeah. Giant surprise that it's 2020 and that this is their quasi-launch game. We don't know that it actually will launch with it in the box or day one. But you have to imagine that's probably the goal, or was the goal.
Yeah.
And even if it's not launch day one, it'll be shortly thereafter.
I will say that the fact that it's launching in 2020 and based on the way Spider-Man 1 ends leads me to believe this will be a smaller title akin to Uncharted: The Lost Legacy rather than a full-fledged sequel, just based on where they've left the hanging plot threads from Spider-Man 1 and that this is Miles' story leads me to believe this is like set in between Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's kind of like a spin-off.
Here's my question. Do you really need to even put a 2 on the next Spider-Man title? Or can it just be this evolving universe where you just keep getting stories?
I like that better, but I mean, I think numbers prove that sequels sell better when they're numbered.
Yeah. Yep.
We can change that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Spider-Man can. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Spider-Man as a launch title is like insane. Like, that's like one of the best launch games I think ever. Even if it is like a spin-off and even if it's smaller, it's not going to change the fact that there is a lot of Spider-Man fans out there, and what a great system seller. And it's definitely going to get eyes on the product and get people pre-ordering and buying and get a lot of enthusiasm around it. So I was surprised. I was like, this is fantastic.
Absolutely. So excited.
Spider-Man. Can I point out the people talking looked like they were CGI'd in though? Like, was I the only one that realized that? Like, they all looked like they were CGI'd into that video.
I did not catch that. I was probably just still too excited in it all, and I have not gone back to watch that one yet.
I mean, like the people talking like to reveal their games from studios. Those people look like they were CGI'd into the presentation.
They were. Maybe they weren't really people. Maybe they were PS5 games.
Okay. All right.
Detroit Become Human. The
the studio edition.
I saw people referencing that on Twitter, but I thought it was a joke.
No, they looked like they weren't there.
Okay.
I mean, it was all pre-recorded, so.
I mean, I was watching from afar.
Against the back screen.
Yeah,
like, to me, it didn't look like it.
Maybe it was just the compression. I don't know.
Possibly. I mean, that's neither here nor there. Anyways.
Well, let me ask you guys this, then. So, to move on a little bit. What were your standouts that you saw in this whole event? Because they showed a lot of games. That's what
did.
A lot.
Horizon, for sure. Very excited. My girl is back. And, and Spider-Man. And Kina. very excited for that one too.
Yeah. So like outside of the typical games, like I mean, Spider-Man, of course, Horizon definitely a standout. The Kena game looked really cool. The Returnal game from Housemarque, that also really piqued my interest. And what was it, Project Alita or Project Ada from Square Enix? That one
looked awesome.
also looked
Which,
awesome.
by the way, Gary Whitta is a writer on that game.
I don't know who that is.
You know Gary, what is?
I don't know
He wrote
names.
Rogue One.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, he's a writer on that game. So.
He's also on the Kind of Funny podcast crew.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm terrible when
Book
it
of
comes to
Eli.
names of writers and directors. I am terrible at remembering that stuff.
Book of Eli. Awesome movie.
What were your standouts, Delvin?
Resident Evil 8.
Really?
Yeah, that's surprising.
I love Resident Evil.
So do I.
Big-
Don't get me wrong.
Same.
But this one, I don't know. This one kind of caught me off guard. I knew all the rumors that were going into it that's been swirling for the last 2 months, really. And even when they showed it in the chat, I was like, Resident Evil. And everybody thought it was Silent Hill or new IP. And I was like, I think this is the Resident Evil game. I didn't expect it to look the way it looked, both like technically, like when they were panning and moving the camera, I got like serious VR vibes. And there were a lot of rumors that the next Resident Evil will be like fully VR, like 7. And so that had me thinking, like, maybe it is. Maybe they're showing us some VR stuff. And then, with the wolves and like the witches and all that stuff, the things that they're like kind of alluding to. I don't know. Like when I heard those rumors, I was like, okay, I'm down for it because it's just something new. But in actually seeing it, I'm like, I don't know. Like now I'm not exactly sure. I mean, I want to play it regardless. Don't get me wrong, because like you, I like Resident Evil. I just didn't know if I was ready to see something so different.
I get it because it looked, honestly, it looked like a really good looking PS4 game. It didn't like kill me like, oh, this is next gen.
Yeah,
But
I would
when
agree there.
When I saw like, oh, this is Resident Evil, I immediately caught it like, oh, this is Resident Evil 8 and what is it called, Resident Evil Village.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like the concept of it. I like the fact that they kind of did the little stinger at the end. And Chris, what are you doing here with the bad acting? It feels like campy Resident Evil.
And also, I will say, like, I know that I complain about Resident Evil 5 and the fact that Chris looks super
You
jacked in that.
Complain?
He literally looks like he downed an entire building, used it to reshuffle his body weight, and then just like was like, I'm just gonna look awful now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been through a lot.
Sure,
Punches boulders.
but also he flat out shoots. I'm gonna assume that you're still playing as Ethan based on the
Yes.
trailer. Just shoots his wife. What? All right.
Chris, why?
So
Yikes.
you mentioned that it looked like a really good PS4.
Yeah.
So I felt like that for a lot of the games. I felt like Gran Turismo 7 looked like just a okay PS4 game.
I gotta find out what I missed on this, Devin, because I mean I was watching. I'm 10 feet away from my TV, but everything I looked at saw from Gran Turismo, I was like, man, that looks really pretty. And they zoomed in on the leather and the chairs and stuff, and I saw them swinging around the corner and like those Formula One cars. I was like, yeah, it looks like a pretty racing game.
If you were up close enough, like, because I was sitting pretty much just like right in front of my monitor, and you could see just the lack of detail. And like, for example, Godfall, that also looked like really, really just kind of like bleh, like as far as the fidelity. I think that a lot of the games kind of, if you were up close enough, you could see the actual screen. Because of the compression, a lot of them did not look great. And I think that if you were to go back and actually rewatch them with the better higher fidelity, I bet you Resident Evil 7 looks a lot different.
I'll do that. I'll definitely do
Because
that.
I went back and watched Horizon, and it looks like night and day. It looks so much different, so much more clarity, so much more visual pop, just because of the resolution. It's kind of crazy. Like a lot of games, I think they were done a disservice by only being in compressed in 80p. So I think it really behooves people to go back and rewatch either the whole presentation or the trailers that you're interested in higher fidelity.
Definitely.
You know what looked really good? And it surprised me? NBA 2K. It looked impressive. And it made me realize, like, boy, they really didn't care about the last NBA 2K game because the last game ran like crap and started to look like crap.
I didn't get the last one because of all the loot box stuff that they threw in it and that I kept reading in reviews and stuff. But I mean, I'll never forget the day I brought my PS4 home. Like NBA 2K was probably one of the better visual spectacles that I put on display for people. It was like 2K14 or 15. I remember showing that to people. I was like, man, look at NBA. Like, it's so much better than it used to be. So I guess I just kind of, those are one of the games that like I just expect. I expect 2K and Madden and stuff to look pretty, or, you know, kind of like racing games.
Yeah. Like the wood grain you could see like in the floor. They didn't show, man. That's
surprising.
I mean, they're probably saving that for EA's show.
Yeah.
That's what I'd imagine. And usually Madden is actually shown at the Xbox show. So
yeah,
I'm not surprised by the lack of Madden being here. So Ratchet and Clank, to me, that
Looks
game
incredible.
looked probably the most next gen.
I'd agree.
The lighting, the shifts, the amount of crap on the screen.
oh yeah,
That game looked ridiculous.
Ray tracing, baby.
That was it. I mean, you said everything I was going to say. That was definitely a standout title for me in this showing, and might be my most like impressed by, just because, I think everything they showed, how fast they were swapping scenes and directly just pulling in and making the entire screen look different, and all the things that were going on screen. I was like, that's extremely impressive. Ratchet was kind of a sell for me. I was like, wow, this is really, really good.
the reflection on the tiles and Ratchet, or sorry, not Ratchet, Clank were fantastic. The introduction of that new character that looks like a female clone of Ratchet at the end there, which, you know the internet, so there's probably inappropriate images of her now. Sorry, it's just the way the internet is. Was very cool. The dimension jumping looks great. I kind of thought they were going to go for like a crossover, the way that like they were jumping through dimensions, and Clank's like, where am I? I thought that they were going to like, maybe just throw a twist in there and there's Sly Cooper in one scene or whatnot, right? Like that would have been cool. But regardless, I'm still very excited. The last Ratchet and Clank game was fantastic, and I want this. I'm surprised we didn't get a date or a window for it, though.
Yeah, we didn't get dates or windows for a lot of stuff.
So just Spider-Man?
I think that was the only one that I remember actually having like a close window. There was some stuff that was 2021 and like 2022, but for launch, I don't really know that they mentioned anything that will be there at launch outside of Spider-Man.
Godfall is there as well.
That's right, Godfall.
Let me ask you guys this. Do they need anything besides Spider-Man?
Yes, for people who aren't interested in Spider-Man.
Because technically, the Switch essentially had Breath of the Wild. And it sold.
Hey, had Shovel Knight and Snipper Clips, right? Respect.
No. We're not doing that on this podcast.
One-two switch. One-two switch.
Shovel Knight is great. Don't diss Shovel Knight.
Devin, you're right. I don't think it doesn't need it. It'll sell. Look, here's the thing. They could literally put the box out with no games and it would still sell. Don't get me wrong. There are PlayStation fans that are just excited for new hardware. Spider-Man's going to sell. So do they need another game? No. They'll get the Call of Duty and they'll get Valhalla and they'll get, they'll have plenty of third-party folks to pad out the library. Some indies that'll be there day one. Yeah. It's fine. But if I could rephrase, need isn't the right word. Could they attract more customers if they had something else? Yeah, me included. I was seriously hunting dates after this showing because, I've stated my plans this entire time to get the Xbox Series X day one and wait on the PlayStation 5. Because juggling multiple consoles, hard to keep up with everything, right? So I was going to wait until I could get the PlayStation 5 a little cheaper, and then when they have more games out. They showed me 4 games in this library and in this showcase that I really want to play. Ratchet, Kena, Astrobot, and Little Big Planet. And I know, Horizon, don't get me wrong, Horizon's awesome. It's an amazing, giant open world adventure game. I'm going to love it when I eventually get to it. But those games, add that extra sweetness to the pot where if they were available before the end of 2020, I'd be buying PlayStation 5. I'm not joking. There's enough quantity there. It's okay, I can wait on one game or two. Like I can wait on a Horizon, but I can't wait on 5 of them. You know, if all of these are coming out, you know, before, let's say they were like all coming out before March, I'd be like, well, now that's the point where I'm getting both consoles. So the fact that they didn't have dates makes me think they're a little further off than we expect, which means that I've got a little time to wait. So again, I think needs not the right word, but
So the Playroom game that you like, that is actually going to come preloaded.
Yeah.
the Astrobot game.
I saw that. Yep.
So is it when you say Playroom? I think Playroom on PS4. It's like a little tech demo of stuff. The game that I saw on the trailer, I thought was like Astrobot Mario game.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like to me. And it says a new game in the Astrobot series was revealed called Astro's Playroom. It'll come preloaded onto every PS5 for free.
Well, I'll be monitoring reviews on that one for sure. Because if I mean Astrobot on VR was great. It probably is. I think Sony's best attempt at a Mario-like platformer, like a mascot platformer. Yeah. And so if they actually make, you know, like Astrobot 3D World, if you want to give it like a name, that's a game that I want to play. Like I want to play that game. So
yeah, absolutely
Makes sense.
Yeah, man. I mean, they did a really good job of having a breadth of different titles to showcase just a little bit of everything to bring people in. But yeah, the lack of dates or being able to say this is coming in the release window, definitely kind of gives those people who are on the fence like that, okay, I can wait and see approach. But then again, this is just the initial announcement. We may get like we haven't been given a launch lineup, so
yeah,
things could change, and some of this stuff could actually come in launch. Who knows?
I think the wait and see crowd is minor. I think the majority of the crowd saw NBA and Spider-Man. Like they're gonna be there. I don't think there'd be too many people that are like wait and see after this.
I think the only thing that would stop people is the price. Really, right now, like
what is the price gonna be?
So, do you guys feel like that was a big miss? Not announcing a price right now?
No, I expected no price.
I think seeing the discless version has given me hope that probably will be shattered.
I've wanted both of them to go ahead and announce the prices, and this whole stalemate that they're doing over who announces first is growing tiresome with me. I don't blame Sony as much as I blame Xbox, because Sony just started talking. Xbox has been talking for 6 months now. I would much rather see both of these companies, and I've said this before, I would much rather see them confident in their price versus trying to be reactionary. I would much rather see any one of them. I would love to see PlayStation come out and say, hey, we're pricing this at $500. And if Xbox undercuts us, then we might change the price. I would much rather just see somebody be honest and open and let people give them the information, because that's the information everybody needs to know. You know, like the games and the controller and 3D audio and all that's great, but the price that the customer really wants to know, like the information they're missing, is the price. That's really what matters. So, like I said, it goes for everybody. That's all across the board. Like if you're selling a product, like show us a price, because here's the thing: $500-$600. You know, that's not like an impulsive purchase for most people. Right. You have to save for that. So let them know what they're saving for. Now, I mean, I think we all know that's probably going to be $499. So if you're saving, you should be saving for $499, and then just, you know, hope and pray that that's, you know, where it's going to be. But I don't think it was a miss that they didn't show it today. I wish they would have.
It is.
Go ahead.
Sorry. It is a big hit to pre-orders, though, because until a price is announced, you cannot pre-order this thing.
They have a lot of people that are really excited right now that they could be dropping money on that they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Absolutely.
And so now you run the risk possibly of what if Xbox announces pre-orders earlier? You know, now you could have people possibly, you know, switching sides. And likewise, you could have potential Xbox folks pre-ordering PS5s right now. So
very true. Very true.
This is the thing about the price that scares me. If you show all that great stuff and then you drop out that wrong price, like $699, it may just make people just go the opposite direction. You have to nail that price. Like, I think if they would come out and say like it's $499, that wouldn't scare too many people away. But you have to hit that price mark, and I don't think they know if they're confident in themselves in that yet.
I mean, I still think a lot of it.
seeing
Go ahead.
the one, like I said, seeing the diskless SKU kind of gives me hope that, like, okay, we have one that's for people who don't necessarily have all that money right now. We have one for the high rollers who might want to go high end. So I'm hoping they're doing $399, $499. That's what I'm hoping.
That's my prayer.
I have a
That's my
different
prayer.
take.
I think that's a prayer.
What if the all digital console has a higher hard drive in which it costs more?
And they're the same price.
No, and it would cost more, and the disk-based version would be cheaper because they've said the base SSD is 825 gigs. What if the all digital one has a higher SSD storage space and therefore costs more?
Yeah, I like where you're going with it. I've seen people speculate that, but the whole point of dropping the disc is to save money, not cost more. So, like, if they're dropping the disc and upping the storage, then I'd want it to be at the same price, not more.
Yeah.
That seems a little. I don't know. I mean, we are in a digital space, but it seems odd to me. Like, because I guess it would matter how much more. I guess is really because here's the thing: if it's $825 with the disc or 1 terabyte without the disc, and without the disc is more, then I'd buy it with the disc.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense to me. Now, if it's,
I'm thinking 2 terabytes.
Now maybe you're talking. Now we're in the range where maybe it's worth it. But I think without the disc, I'd still like to see it. I'd still like to see it at the same price, if not less, because I was going the opposite route. The whole point of pulling out the Ultra HD Blu-ray player is to save money. So I remember when
to force people to go digital, to buy from digitally, like that way you don't need to go into a store. You can go directly to PlayStation or directly to whoever's making the game, and they can actually get more of that money than paying that retail cut. So you would think they'd pass that savings on, and be able to get you into their box without having to go through third channels. So.
Exactly. And I think most estimates put those between like $60 and $75 a unit. So you'd hope that you cut it by about $100. And maybe it's a terabyte. You get a little bit more storage, and it's $100 cheaper. That seems like a greater value because they're going to make money off of you in the long run if you go digital. If they can supplant you to being all digital, they're going to make a lot more money off of you. Like over the, let's say at the generations 5 or 6 years. Over those 5 or 6 years, they make a lot more money off of you than without you.
Absolutely. I know I'm getting the diskless one, regardless. I don't want discs.
Well, I mean, it's skinnier.
With the disc life.
It's nicer. It doesn't have like that oblong base.
That doesn't bother me in the least.
And the PS5 is sexy.
There we go.
Looks like a hot router.
A hot router.
Okay, now I need to be clear here. We're not talking router from MTGG, right?
No.
Okay, cool.
We're talking where you get your internets from.
Yeah.
Okay. Because the phrasing on that sentence was a little wild there, Delvin.
We're not talking about that router. We're talking about the actual router. Well, I guess he's actually a router too, so I don't know.
Hence why I said the phrasing on it.
Sorry, router, you're hot too.
The looks of the system, they're polarizing at best. You have people who absolutely love the look of it, and then you have people that are, this thing is hideous. How am I going to, this is going to stand out from all of my furniture. My wife won't let me put that in the living room. God. All kind of stuff. Like, it is a very, very polarizing thing. Personally, I think it's gorgeous. I love it. I love the two-tone. I think it's great. I'm never one to try to match my electronics to my furniture or to any kind of motif. Like, I don't really care. But I can see how, like, if you're going for a look, this might not fit the look at all.
I like all the memes I've seen.
They're funny.
I had to do it to you guy with the PS5 as like his shirt collar, or Seto Kaiba as like the body of the PS4 and his head.
They're so funny.
Yeah, they're really good. I liked the one tweet. The guy said, "BRB, gonna go buy this house so the PS5 matches the architecture in my living room."
Yeah.
I posted one in the Discord of a PlayStation 3 with a binder full of papers like wrapped around it.
Yeah.
It looks just like it is.
Yeah,
that
was hilarious.
It's interesting. It does mean that my nice new entertainment center, I will have to switch where my Switch is and put the PS5 there, because I'm not putting that thing on its side.
Yeah, that thing means to be stand up loud and proud.
Doesn't look great laying down, does it?
No.
No.
It looks,
Yeah, like
looks
it
bad.
really kind of hurts the look overall.
Yep.
I mean, it reminds me of like the PS3, the piano black, where it had the hump.
It does.
And they made that specifically so you couldn't put anything on top of it.
Yeah.
Like that was their whole marketing. But this one on its side, not so much. But I'm definitely gonna stand it up right next to my PC. It's gonna have all the lights and blings and everywhere. It's gonna be great.
And Delvin, I'm the guy that I don't really am not digging the look. But I want to be clear. That's not like Xbox fanboy. Like I didn't dig the look of the DualShock either. Like when that was unveiled, I was like the lone person in the Discord was like, I don't know, guys. And it's just from a style point. It's really, like I appreciate that they've gone. I like that they've gone bold with it. Don't get me wrong. I do. Like I see the vision. I like what they're doing. It's just that, yeah, like I was the person that said like, this is not going to look, it's going to look so weird and off. Like almost in any of my rooms. Like, like my living room, my entertainment stand where all my consoles are is like a, it's like a dark brown entertainment stand, like cubes, like pretty simple. And I have this high tech, like router, as you guys said, thing.
You got a whole light up console in the Cyberpunk 2077. I don't want to hear that.
It doesn't light up. It's like one little light. It's not the light. It's the look.
It glows in the dark. It glows in the dark.
Like I said with B-Mox, he posted a picture of his house. Like if you're the dude who like has that beautiful LA mansion that has windows for walls and you've got, no shelves with handles and everything is sleek and folds in place and no fingerprints and everything, then you are right at home here in your sterile, futuristic PlayStation life. Like you are good to go. But if you've got like carpet in your house, like this is gonna look weird. like
that's property value. Line you draw up in the property value just by getting the PlayStation.
The line you draw. If you have carpet,
I mean, so the point I'm trying to make, the point I'm trying to make is if you have like basic like home style stuff, like fabrics and things like that, I think it's gonna clash. Not that consoles have to match. That's not the point I'm trying to say. Like the design of itself would not turn me off from buying it. Okay, if I can kind of qualify my statements here, we're just talking about whether or not we like it or not. I will be hoping to see like a black model or a special edition. I'll be hoping to see another model by the time I jump in, for instance, if possible.
Don't worry, there'll be a Last of Us version for you, I'm sure.
There we go.
So if any of you people have furniture, get rid of your furniture now.
Dude, if you have a couch or a chair, because I mean, I was going through like all you have to do is do like a quick Google search. You've seen, how people's houses look like with the like not even think like well-off families that actually have furniture. Think of the people that buy consoles. Think about you when you were a teenager and like what your setup was when you were 15. You're just like replace that PS3 with this PS5. Don't tell me it doesn't stick out. Like what's
actually it would be the best looking thing in the room.
That's true.
So,
that's true.
So it would literally be the best looking thing in the room. My old setup used to be a very like wide TV entertainment stand, an old CRT television, and a PS3 that then dropped and broke.
Man, you had a stand. My stuff just sat on the floor.
Okay, this is the time to bring up the fact that you don't put your Funko Pops in cases. So please take care of your stuff.
This is true. He does take them all out. Blasphemous.
Oh,
Blasphemy.
No. Oh
I can't
no.
open any of my Funko Pop boxes.
Yeah, all of my Funkos are still in their box.
Shantae!
Good choice on the Shantae Pop there, though.
That's my favorite pop, I think. It's fantastic.
Over the Last of Us ones?
Those aren't actual Funko Pops.
Yeah,
those
they're
are
not.
different.
Those are like side
yeah.
things. Yeah.
They did just announce a Joel Funko Pop though.
I saw that, but
PlayStation
nothing
line.
else.
There's also an Ellie one that's got floating around with a part 2 design, but it hasn't been officially announced yet.
Yeah,
but
let me know when it's announced.
Funko's been teasing it, so.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm not buying just a Joel.
Yeah,
it makes no sense. I remember they posted. I was like, it makes no sense. But
yeah.
No, I mean, I applaud them for the stylish boldness. I like how both companies have kind of went different. I like that they're both trying to be a little unique. It's just if we're saying stylistic choices, Dev, you know what I say all the time. I like minimal type designs. I like industrial type designs, things like that.
Give me that bland box over there. Shove it into the next other bland box. Keep it nice and
man. That Last of Us console I'm getting next week is gorgeous.
Is it
It's
gorgeous
utterly
though?
gorgeous.
It's all black with like some etching on it, basically.
Hey,
Perfect.
Hey, you know what? I can show the
Perfect.
class now. Look at that. It's so pretty. It's so pretty.
Perfect.
Yeah, it looks like a black controller.
Perfect.
Hey, it says The Last of Us Part 2 across
You
the
can
touchpad.
barely
It's
see
got
that.
Ellie's
Perfect.
tattoo.
You can't even see that.
So
it doesn't stand out.
the last 40 seconds tells you everything you need to know about my thoughts on the PS5 style.
It's too fancy.
It might be. It
Exactly.
might be a little too hot for me.
He wants this nice bland box to go next to his other bland box, and they all just kind of sit nice in uniformity.
Yeah.
He wants the
Yeah.
PS5 like a VCR from the 80s.
So,
No, that was
wait,
the
wait,
Xbox
wait,
One. That
wait,
was the
yeah,
That's
Xbox
true. That's true.
Damn it, Dev, you beat me to the punchline.
Gotta be quick on the trigger.
So, if there was there anything in the showcase that just made you go, ugh,
Yeah.
outside of leading with GTA? Just
When I saw
made you
Lauren
say,
Lanning show up,
Yes. Yup.
the moment he's popped up, I was like, oh, I can stop paying attention now. Honestly, the moment he appeared and I saw his face, I started looking up for consoles and dates for Kina. I was like, all right, let's go find
Yeah.
the game that I'm interested in, and I'll stop paying attention to
Wow.
this for a minute.
I don't
Right
think
after-
they admit that, but okay.
Right,
No,
right
that's
after.
exactly what I meant.
Just Lauren Lannon's face, just like,
Dude,
Turn
he
this off.
look. I do have a
He
personal
bothers
grudge
me.
against him. He says some outlandish things, and also, to be honest with you, like, can we let Oddworld go already? Like, I had a moment where I enjoyed Oddworld. You know, that moment was 20 years ago. Like, let it go. Like, stop making Oddworld a thing.
Like,
Right.
like I went back after the stream ended and after having watched the post show that Kind of Funny did. I went back and watched someone else who streamed it live that I watch all the time. And his reaction when the Lauren Lanning thing was on was like, "Oh, what is this?" And I just was like, "All right, you know what? I'm not rewatching through this part to see his reactions. Let me just skip ahead to when his face is no longer on the screen."
I don't want to be fanboy, but that's the only way this is going to come off. But I mean, he completely trashed the Switch upon launch. Trashed it. Like, just talked about how awful it was, how Nintendo needed to stop, and they needed to go Sega and everything. It's like he couldn't have been more wrong. And I think in that interview, you guys can Google it. I'm sure you can find it. It's kind of funny. He even said, like, I'm never going to do this. I'm never going to support anything. And 2 years later, Switch is selling like hotcakes. He's throwing Oddworld on it, not like atoning or anything like that. You know, it's just like, just
Yeah.
stop. And of all the people that you could bring on, why is he here? Why is this in the PS5 showcase? Does anybody care?
this is delightful.
I've got to be in the minority here. Like, there's got to be somebody out there that, like, hates hearing what I'm saying. But it's like, literally, of all these amazing games they're showing, I'm like, why is this here? How did this make the cutting floor? Take this out.
Hashtag Donnie was right.
Oh,
Yeah, 100%.
I will say this: Oddworld did not look good. It looked like a PS3 game.
Oddworld has always
game.
looked like a PS2
Right.
like that.
It did not look good.
But this is the Oddworld game he always wanted to make, which
Oh,
just
that's okay.
befuddled me. Like,
Wow. Okay.
yeah.
Also, the way he took the knife to those scars, like, dude, no.
yeah, that one definitely got.
You want to know how I got these scars?
So that one was a bummer for me. I wasn't doing that. And Godfall wasn't doing much for me either. So was that car game that was like people were fighting on
Destruction
cars and
All-Stars?
stuff. That was bonkers. I give it that. It was like something to look at, but I was like 4 seconds. I was like, no, I'm not going to do that either.
That looked like a mobile game. It literally looked like it was being ported from mobile.
I didn't get that sense. It looked really good, actually. Like,
I mean, I thought it looked like
no.
a commercial. I don't think that's what the game's going to look like, but it was like some
No.
fighting version of it's like Twisted Metal meets Rocket League or something like that. And
I don't
with a
mean
little
that
bit
the
of
art.
Smash.
yeah,
I don't mean that the art style is bad. I mean that it looks like the kind of game that you would see like trying to knock off on like a Mario Kart type battle game that you'd see on the phone, and it would like try and trick you into downloading it. Game looks
Buy
cool.
boosters. Buy boosters for 20 coins.
Delvin, no, don't. Yes, that kind of game, but don't jinx us, please. No.
Oh, it's definitely gonna have that.
I know.
If you want to continue playing, buy 24 coins.
No, thank you. Do not do that.
It's gonna stop for the middle of a race.
Oh.
Y'all are dumb. What about you, Devin? Any just like moment?
I wouldn't say moments. It was moments I was like, well, this doesn't look like a PS5 game. This looks like a early PS4 game and stuff like that. But there was, I don't want to say few and far between. But certain games just didn't stand out. I
mean, we've been talking about it for months. Like, you're not going to have. They're very few. It's going to be very, very hard to show you a game that makes you think it couldn't run on PS4, and that's probably because a lot of them probably can. It's just going to run better on PS5.
Yeah.
I will say this: that game, I can't remember the name of it. That looked like a straight up cartoon. I was like, oh, that looks awesome.
Oh, Goodbye Volcano High.
Yes, I like cartoon looking games. Anytime
that
you make a game look like a
moment.
Anytime you make a game look like a cartoon, I'm all in. I don't know why, but that's if you make a game cartoon as possible, I'm probably gonna buy it, even if it sucks.
My moment was Gran Turismo. I've never cared for Gran Turismo. I was like, as soon as they showed that interface that's like, it's got GT Home over the corner and the little flag and the whole like little world map thing, I was like, what is this? I don't want this.
Yeah, for me it was the Goodbye Volcano High.
Thing. Oh, that looked good.
And then Bug Snacks. Like,
yeah, what the heck was that?
Yeah, I wasn't.
He ate the strawberry. His arm turned
I was
into
like,
strawberry.
what is this?
That was trash. Not gonna lie. That's it.
I won't go as far as saying trash, but Ghostwire Tokyo is a game that I've been following since it was unveiled, and I had this vision of like this Evil Within, Resident Evil, like cyberpunk spooky game, and then what they showed. I'm not even exactly sure what it is. It seemed like maybe it was on rails or like a VR game. Yep. Like it had these weird vibes, and I was like,
"Yeah, it was really weird."
I don't know what that is, so I don't know if I'm on or not. But I will say this: before today, I would have told you I was all in on Ghostwire Tokyo, and now I'm kind of not. So again, like I don't want to trash it because I just don't know enough about it. But what they showed kind of turned me off. I was like,
looked like they changed it. And I know the creative director of the game left shortly after that whole thing happened. So maybe.
Well, the trailer they showed before was all cinematic, atmospheric. It wasn't the actual game. Now that they showed us the game, now I don't know what it is. I'm just like, oof.
Yeah, it's first person, but it's combat, and they're doing like all these moves. I'm like, how does that even control?
And you just see the awkward hands like running around. I was like, what? Yeah, exactly. Because
that just looks awkward.
From the original trailer and knowing Bethesda, that is not what I had in mind.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. Very, very strange debut for that one.
I will say, finding out that Deathloop and Ghostwire are console exclusive, it was shocking. Yeah. Granted, the wording makes it seem like they're timed exclusive, which that's fine. Yeah, but that's big gets.
Yeah. Exclusive Bethesda game. That is a big get.
Yeah, on console at least. They are coming to PC. But
Yeah, everything's coming to PC.
Kina, and I was going to say, Kina's my game of show. Like, this is game I saw, and I was like, if Kina's exclusive, I'm buying a PlayStation 5. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. This is like the game. If I could make a game in my head, if I could design a game, that game looked like something I would make.
Then I have some news for you. Guess you're buying a PS5 because it is.
But it's
PS5
not. It's not. It's console exclusive. But you can still play it on PC. There's a listing of it already up on Epic, and I presume that means it's timed. So it'll probably launch on PS5 and come to Xbox later. But yeah, so I can play it without dropping $500 or $600. But if we still don't know how long it. They said 2020. Yeah. So I presume by the end of the year. So hopefully, I don't know. But that was probably like my game. I really love that game from this showcase. Because like. I don't want to put it the right way. It's not that I just didn't expect it, so the surprise, kind of resonates with me more. Like I expected Spider-Man and Horizon, and they look great. Don't get me wrong, and those would be the ones that sell, and those are the ones you pay for a console for. But this one was like a surprise, and the moment I saw it, I was like, I want to play that game. I got Zelda vibes, I got Wind Waker vibes, I got even like cartoony, like mini, like Horizon vibes. I was in it, so I'll be following that one for sure.
Yeah, that one definitely looks cool. To me, I didn't get Zelda at all. Like I was telling Johnny, for me, it just reminds me of like a 3D version of Ori. That's what I got.
Yeah, but Ori's all platforming, and this girl's like doing sword strikes. She got a bow and arrow and stuff, man.
Yeah, and if Ori was in 3D, she would too.
I mean, okay.
I'm saying, like the way she drew back the bow and everything, the color, the way the world looks, that's what gives me that like 3D Ori vibe. Like it doesn't give me Zelda. Nothing about it to me said Zelda, but then also when I think Zelda, I'm thinking top-down Zelda.
Yeah.
Like I'm not thinking any of the 3D versions of it because that's just where my brain goes. But otherwise, I mean, it looked cool. It looked really cool.
I have a fun question for you guys before you go on. What was the silliest rumor that you heard before this thing came out that you knew was going to come true, that everybody was thinking was going to happen?
Batman.
That's a big one. Yeah, I forgot all about that. Yeah, we were supposed to see Batman tonight. I mean, I wouldn't call it silly rumor. I think it was plausible. That's the other thing. I was expecting to see an exclusive Silent Hill game today, and that didn't come true. And I think that makes me happy, I want to say, because that one was the one that was going to hurt. If I was like, man, I'm not going to be able to play Silent Hill, it's going to bum me out.
I think Red Dead 3 was the one I think I saw that I thought, oh, that's silly.
That's dumb.
Yeah, that's...
Because everybody was singing the Are You Ready? From, I think it was Rockstar.
No, that
I
was
forgot about that.
Jeff Keighley tweeted
So was that
out.
supposed to be for Resident Evil?
Yes.
Yes,
Are
people
you
were thinking
ready?
People were thinking it was for Red Dead 3.
Yeah. When I saw it, one of the first things I thought, because the R and the E were capitalized, I was thinking Resident Evil.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Red Dead, to me, I thought that was shenanigans. I was like, there's no way that there's going to be a Red Dead 3. Not
I'm
before
surprised-
GTA 6.
Surprised we didn't get an RDR2 enhanced notice there as well.
I wasn't expecting that one. Look, man, the only thing I want from Rockstar is Max Payne 3 remastered.
Vice City remastered.
God, no, let it die. Let
Nope.
it die.
Absolutely not.
Remastered.
That's the only game that deserves to stay forever.
Oh, the ray traced neon of Vice City.
Exactly. There's rumors that the next GTA will be Vice City inspired.
Oh, it will be for sure.
And that's exactly right. The neon lights and everything in the 80s and all that. That's exactly what I want. I want to see, like Lamborghinis and stuff and the gleam of the street light go off. Yeah, exactly. I want that game big time.
That
I
just
want
got
the
me really
Warriors
excited.
remastered. That's what make me happy.
Warriors.
That game is so good. So good.
Hey, I'm the odd one out. Give me GTA 4 remastered.
No.
Cousin, let's go. Let's go.
No,
Bold.
thank you.
No, not at all.
Somebody mute her. Somebody mute her. Like, just
Could you?
no.
Here's the thing. I played GTA 4 and liked it. I'm not sure if I would pick any other GTA to not like. That'd be the one I'd least pick to be remastered.
Okay, hold on.
Of all of them, like give me
For-
Chinatown Wars or like the
Anything but
original 3, all of the other ones.
For reference, remember, I'm 24 and my parents didn't let me play GTA until GTA 4 came out. So that was
upsetting.
my first one.
Yeah, I'm
It's
sorry.
upsetting.
That's how you had to be introduced into it with Brucey. Just awful.
Hey, hey. Nico Bellic.
It's bad.
It's very bad. Oh my
Cousin,
god.
cousin, let's go bowling.
They should have just kept the you can't play GTA train alive until GTA 5 for you because
Yeah.
Hey, to be fair, when I told my mom I bought that game, she was like, "Why? I wish you hadn't done that." I was like,
I wish you hadn't done that.
We wish you hadn't done that too.
I'm 17. It's my money.
That's amazing. I wish you hadn't done that.
oh, that's good.
She also
That's
said the same
good.
thing when she found out I bought Borderlands 2.
So
she's like,
disappointing.
I wish you hadn't done that. So,
Oh man.
but
All right.
yeah.
So we're all pretty excited. This is all good news. When do you think we're gonna hear from PlayStation again?
August.
I would keep reading these rumors online that says July 7th for some reason that I don't understand. These rumors everybody keeps saying, and the person that leaked it said, for a reason that is obvious, it's July 7th, and I'm like, what does that mean?
What?
I have like a beautiful mind going on over here. I'm looking up old release dates and things. I'm like, was it the first time they unveiled the PS1 or something? Like, why is this obvious? I don't understand, but that's what the internet's saying. Twitter is saying July 7th. So until I have a better rumor to go off of, that'll be my answer. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. Does anybody think it's weird that we may not have prices for these boxes until August for something that's going to launch in like October or November?
Weird.
And that's super odd.
Weird.
It's strange.
Yeah.
Well, we're living in very strange times.
It's true. That's true.
It fits with everything that 2020 is doing to us.
Oh.
I am not shocked.
Oh, I just
What?
found out why July 7th is a big deal. It was the
Do tell.
first episode of Conversation with Creators in 2015.
I don't think that's
But
obvious.
that's not an obvious reason, but that's
Yeah, I don't think
that's
it's
why
obvious.
it's a big deal.
But
according to this
maybe
leaker.
they're going to talk about PS5 in a conversation with creators or something. Maybe they'll do something like that. I don't know. Who knows? Nobody knows. It may not be July 7th, but
Yeah.
that was the date I saw. Sounds plausible. About a month from now.
I think August.
That's so long.
It is very
That's so long.
I'm gonna say July.
I mean, we're already almost halfway through June, though. It's not long at all.
I mean, I know it's not like long for the Earth, like for our lives, it's not long, but like in the grand scheme of launching and bringing a product to market, that's so little time between announcement to pre-order. That
But to be fair, they also probably don't want to squander Last of Us Part 2, which comes out next
And Ghosts.
Friday, and Ghosts, which comes out in the middle of July. You don't want to squander sales on those.
as long as they're backwards compatible, I don't think you do.
Well,
Yeah.
we know they are backwards compatible
Yeah.
because anything after July has to be backwards compatible.
well, then I don't think you do. I don't think it.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't see how that would squander anything. If we want to play those games now, I don't see anybody really waiting until whenever these consoles
and even if
come
they
out.
do, it's not like if a million less people don't buy Ghost in July so they can buy it in November is going to hurt Sony at all.
Right.
They don't deal in these small windows. They deal in like year annual sales. I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Yeah. I think mid July makes sense. I think that's kind of late, especially just to start the pre-order game. But I feel like that would make sense just time wise. They'll probably come back to us. We'll probably get another, maybe more in-depth look at the console. Maybe they'll talk about this, touted cooling system or something like that. Maybe get a little bit more of
3D
a dive,
audio,
maybe
UI,
Yeah. and then maybe get like a launch lineup or something like that.
VR. There's lots of things they can
Yeah.
talk about. There's plenty of things they can talk about.
Yeah, but I think giving a launch lineup would actually, strengthen the pre-order.
Yeah.
Like if you really want to get those pre-orders out and you want to do it, give us a launch lineup.
Do you think that's why the two companies so far have yet to really show their hand, is because they're not exactly sure what they can show yet?
I think that's part of it, and I also think part of it is just the fact that parts, like with everything that's going on with COVID, the parts, and the fact that everything uses so many of the same parts, like outside of COVID, stuff has been hard to come by. So I think part of it is just making sure that they actually have enough stuff to actually be able to say, okay, this is going to be the price. We've got everything. We're good to go. And here we go.
I think that's why they gave Spider-Man the old holiday thing, because the holiday thing can Nintendo has proven to me that holiday could basically mean anything from like Halloween, to like January 20th. Like it's all
They
holiday.
said holiday 2020 though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. But what? They said May whatever for Last of Us 2, and 3 days later they were like, sorry.
Hey,
As long as they don't say winter. Because if they say winter, then it's just like
it could be March.
Winter starts December 22nd. That could be March, exactly.
I will say the fact that they announced Hitman 3 as the conclusion to like the past two that have come out, but then we're like, hey, it's coming January 2021. Like, is it still going to be episodic, or are they just releasing the whole game at once?
Tune
That's a
into
good
Jeff
question.
Keighley to find out, I guess. I don't know.
Right? I feel like that'll be a full game. I think they did the episodic thing. It didn't really work great. I think they'll release a full game this time, especially if it's supposed to be the conclusion to the story.
Let me ask you guys this, because I'm going to keep finding ways to bring it up. I miss E3, and I think a lot of the questions we have about these games and exclusivity and gameplay details and in-game footage and stuff. Like, these are things that we get answers from at E3. It may not be on the stage when they're doing it, but it's on the show floor after the stage show is over. And you start seeing preview wrap-ups and things from, the week and everything that's coming out. I mean, I thought today's presentation, the format was fantastic by PlayStation's part. I thought it looked clean. It looked professional. It was fast. I loved it. So I would like to see them continue it if they're going to continue with digital presentations like they have been going on for a while. I'd love to see them continue like on this train. But man, I really miss E3. And Dev, you and I have had long talks about this. You think that it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. I'm wondering how many people out there. Do you think everybody knows about PS5 right now? Or do you think if it was at E3, more people would be in tune right now? Or do you think it'll have any ramifications at all?
That's a very good question.
I would say no.
I unfortunately think E3 is dead, like permanently. I think
I think we all think that.
I think it not happening this year killed it. It's dead. It's not coming back, and we're going to have to get used to having the news spread out like this. And unfortunately, that's going to mean fewer eyes and ears on it. But I also think it's going to lead to confusing coverage. Like, this entire summer is just like, here's an event here, here's an event here, here's an event here, and everything's changing. Now, granted, there is a global pandemic going on, but, like, it's weird. It's hard to keep track of. People may have booked time. Like, when E3 was still E3, I would consistently use vacation time from work for it every year.
Same.
When everything's spread out over all the whole summer, you can't do that because you can't guarantee. Like, look at what happened when I.
For somebody like us, we're like the super users. Like, we know all the things. We're finding all the details, and I have got very little awareness because I know there was an indie showcase that happened today. There were like 70 games were shown, and I didn't even know about it. I just saw a tweet.
Yeah, and then there's like
wow.
There's the Guerrilla Collective on the weekend, so.
Yeah, I think that this is gonna be it's just a weird year. Because of COVID, because of E3 being canceled, I think it's a weird year, and I think that it's going to drive them to realize that having a cohesive plan for doing all of this is necessary. And I believe that next year we'll see a digital type of E3. Like, it won't be called E3. It may not even be called E3, but I think that we'll get a much better cadence of information within a set time and a set format. I think it'll be headed up by Jeff Keighley, probably.
I would love that to happen because, again, my whole thing has not been necessarily just that it has to be E3. It's just I liked having a set criteria for like, hey, pay attention during this time. You'll get all the information you need to know. This whole one company goes this day and another company goes next week and another company goes a month from now, and these 4 companies are getting together and they're going on Saturday, and it's like, oh my God, I can't keep up with it. Like, can we just condense it all so I can get all the information?
Yeah, I think other than Sony being like, we already know what we're doing, I think everybody else that was going to attend E3, they had to scramble. Once it got canceled because of COVID, they had to scramble and figure out what they were going to do. And I just don't think that there was enough time to really plan for that. And I think we'll see something much more cohesive next year.
I would do some cursory searches to see if people were talking about it. It's a big topic on social media. But so far, I don't see that many like news sites reporting on it. Like, they just unveiled a console. That's usually a big deal.
And during E3, it'd be on the New York Post, CNET and everybody. They would all have it.
The only site I've seen report on it so far is Comic Book Resources, which, by the way, that site is like clickbait trash.
Yeah. So then here's the question: like, with everything else that's going on in the news, is this worth putting on your front page? Is this what you even want to talk about? Like, I think that we're just in weird times.
Yeah.
I think if E3 did get canceled and we weren't dealing with COVID and this other stuff, I think that there'd be more of a push for this type of news. But because of everything else that's going on right now, like the console broke, but that's not, that important. It's not something that we're going to really drive to our readers because that's not what's going on. Like, we got crazy election stuff happening. Yeah. We have the Black Lives Matter protests. Yep. We're still dealing with COVID, where a lot of places are seeing spikes. So I just think that, putting a console out, like, it got announced, but that's not important. You still have 40 million Americans unemployed.
And as you're saying that, it reminds me that without a price, it's really not like consumer matter. Yeah. That is the thing, that without a price, a lot of the news sites aren't going to run with it because it's not news. Like, it's news for us. Don't get me wrong. You know, it's news for video games, news for IGN. But it's not necessarily news for MSNBC if they can't tell you how much it's going to cost.
Yeah.
You know, because they're looking at it more from a product. They're looking at it from an investor, stocks, products, sales, forecast, the fall, things like that. Holiday lineups, toy guides, all that stuff that usually gets written gets written when there's a price.
Yeah. So we'll probably see a lot more when they actually announce prices for all the consoles. I think you'll see a lot more news sites pick this stuff up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so I think we're good to just about wrap this up here. So let me get your final thoughts and what your plan is for the PlayStation. Which one do you plan on picking up? Start with you, Haley.
It all depends. I'm very excited. I want to be there day one. Obviously, A, for the show, but B, just because it would be nice to be there day one. I've never been able to be there day one for console launch. When I got my PS4, it was I think a couple months after Second Son came out, which I know came out like 3 months after the console launched. The thing that will depend on which version I buy is whether or not the all-digital version has a larger storage space. Because if the all-digital has a larger storage, I'm getting that. But if they're the same size, I'm going to get the disc version just to be able to play 4K Blu-rays. The only thing that would change my opinion is digital. I buy all my games digital anyway, so there's no point in having the disc drive if I'm not going to use it.
A question about that.
Yes.
Are any of you thinking of getting rid of your current PS4?
No.
So you don't even need the drive because you already have,
The Pro doesn't play 4K Blu-rays.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Yep.
I always forget that.
I know, it seems like the dumbest thing ever. Like, why?
They made it.
I was going to say, they make the play.
No, made the drive.
Yeah, my bad. My bad. Never mind.
No,
you might as well trade the PlayStation 4. Might as well just get rid of it.
That's literally why I said it all depends. If the digital version has more storage space, that's what I'm getting. But if it's the same size, I'll get the disc version just so I can play 4K Blu-rays. Not that it matters because I'm probably getting both now anyways. So,
it is. What about you, Dublin?
Whatever one's cheaper.
Nice.
I'm probably going to end up having to buy two. I'm not even.
Dude, mad respect. Mad respect. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm probably going to have to buy two anyway. So whatever one's cheaper is the one I'm getting.
You know what really sucks about this whole situation? If they announce pre-orders today, I could pay it off in full. But
you better put that money into your mattress and hold on to it.
You need yourself a good coffee can.
I do not put money in a mattress. That's how you end up under investigation for tax fraud.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. Put it on a gift card. Call it a day. Visa card. Something.
In Canada, you can't put credit on credit. A pre-order is
considered Visa gift card.
You can't put credit on a credit.
It's not a credit. It's a gift card. You load it with money.
Card.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's a Visa card. It gets swiped as a
dude. Who cares? I was listening to this last show. Who cares? All right, like whatever Canada freaking does. Okay, take it and put it in a jar somewhere or something. Like we've spent way too much time on this network talking about Canada's credit policies.
So Donnie,
tariffs.
What's gonna push you to buy the PS5 whenever you get one, and which console?
I need a quantity of games to release, right? I want to build a library, so I'm still planning to wait a little bit. I wanted to wait at least a year. I was even thinking 2. I don't know if I can go that long, but I was hoping to at least wait a year and let the first party come out, let the lineups go, and then you get that second year. You usually get like a really nice holiday bundle. And in that second year, that's kind of what I was in my head. That's what I was going to do: is get Series X, play that for a year, get the PlayStation, jump in when there's a couple games. There are 4 games, like I said. I want to play Horizon. I want to play Astrobot. I want to play Little Big Planet. I don't think we talked about that enough, man. I'm so excited to see Sackboy back. Love Little Big Planet. My first PlayStation 4 had the Little Big Planet cover plate. If you want to know how much I'm into Little Big Planet, I like Little Big Planet karting, had on Vita. So we were really into that game. So I really like seeing that come back, little platformer franchise with family. Like the whole family played. Me and the kids played Little Big Planet together. So I've got that little nostalgia.
How many times can Donnie say Little Big Planet in 1 minute?
Hey, we gotta fit it in before we get it go. So that with Kina and the other ones, like there's a handful of games here that I really want to play. I would hope for a different model, or at least a different color scheme or something. Because again, like I said, the style isn't doing it for me as it currently sits.
Just put it behind the television or something.
I can always skin it.
You gotta see it.
It's another thing I thought of. I mean, and we didn't talk about it. I love the textured plastic on it. I always love that look. I think it's great. I'd love if the whole thing was black and it just like had like the glow, the blue glow. Something like that would be great. So I'd be looking for something like that to really, really get me in, or like some big value. But again, we don't know price, so it's hard to say. If this thing's $600, be like, dude, it's gonna be a minute.
Yeah,
I just bought a new PlayStation 4. It comes next week, So I've got that going for me as well.
For me, I'm definitely going with the discless. I don't care. The discless is what I'm getting. I don't need a 4K Blu-ray player. I have that in the Xbox Series X, which isn't going anywhere. I'm not getting rid of either one of my PS4s because eventually my kids will want to play games. Y'all can play on that.
PT, man.
I don't have PT. I deleted that a long time ago. I never re-downloaded it. I don't care about PT. We've been over this. Doesn't matter to me. Sorry. But I'm probably going to be there day one. I can't guarantee it because it depends on what graphics cards prices are looking like and what the NVIDIA series does, because that may make me change my tune. Just depends. Depends.
Even without Spider-Man.
Even without Spider-Man.
Because there was a lot of talk in the Discord. Spider-Man's like a must be there. Like even Nathan is like, if it has Spider-Man, I'm going to buy it.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Depending on the cost, depending on what graphics cards are looking like, we'll see.
Okay.
Heck, we even got Coach in there today.
You know what? Him and his hate for Spider-Man.
Dude, Coach buys everything. Don't. I don't even.
I know. I just wanted to mention Coach.
I don't even
needed a
take him
reason to mention
serious.
Coach.
He's gonna buy 9 PlayStation 5s by the time it's all said and done with. Because here's the thing: he's gonna buy one, he's gonna return it and tell you all the reasons why he didn't like it, and then Horizon's gonna come out and he's gonna buy it again. That's totally gonna happen.
100%. Or there's going to be some game that's only on PlayStation that his wife wants to play.
Yeah.
He'll get her that one, and then he'll trade down.
Or they'll do VR, and he'll trade in, and he'll get another one when VR comes out. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's Coach for you, though.
Speaking of Horizon, we didn't get a date for that at all, right? No window at all?
Nope.
Not
No
even a
window at
year.
all.
Not nothing.
So we have no clue.
I think early end of next year at the earliest.
The
Sorry.
fall after this fall. Like
Yeah, so
holiday 2021.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I'm hopeful for that.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be like how we got the Last of Us teaser 47 years ago, and then it finally comes out at the end of the generation. Like I'm not prepared for that. If you ain't ready to launch your game within 6 months to a year, I don't want to see it. To be perfectly honest, like,
We've had a lot of that in the PlayStation 4, at least on the
I
big
know, and
tentpole
I
games.
hate that.
Okay,
I
so let me pose a question. We didn't get a date. We didn't get a window. What if next State of Play they announced the release date for the console, Horizon's their day one?
That would be insane.
That would be insane. But if you had Horizon in your pocket like that, why wouldn't you have said it today?
Right.
Well, because they didn't announce a price, so you can't.
Still.
You could. I mean, the same way they said that the Spider-Man game is coming fall 2020.
I mean, I like the scenario you're trying to build, but I think a person in marketing would tell you we just say it twice as opposed to holding it. I don't know, like the reason. I don't know the value of holding it. You just say it now,
Right.
And then when you announce the price, you say it again. You just be like, yeah, and Horizon's here day one, and Spider-Man a couple months later.
I know it's a pipe dream. I just want my girl Aloy. Okay.
I know.
Give me more Aloy.
I'm trying to keep you sane. I'm trying to set reasonable expectations.
I know.
I'm just wondering how long the turnaround for the games is when it comes to like Spider-Man and Horizon, which were already developed for PS4. Like, I'm just wondering, like, are they using the same engine and they're just kind of up-resing everything? Like, I'm wondering like how long the turnaround is for those
I think
games.
that's the case for Spider-Man. If I was speculating, I would say yes for Spider-Man, no for Horizon. I'm pretty sure with Horizon, based on everything they were showing, I think they're going to try to put in some new tech, some new mechanics and things like that.
Well, they've definitely got new tech. There's underwater sections now.
Yeah. So I would say that, and that's probably why we don't have the time, because they probably don't know.
Yep.
Like if I was speculating, I think the window that Haley presumed is probably like the target, But that target could easily become spring or summer. Easy.
Yeah.
I mean, it could just be a spring game like the original Horizon Zero Dawn was. Like that came out like in that early spring time period. That could be like its thing. And that way it sets itself apart from everything else. So that's actually not a bad idea.
I mean, to be fair, June is The Last of Us's time because Last of Us 1 came out June 13th, the week before E3, when it was first revealed, and then, of course, now Last of Us 2 is launching in June. They just launched The Last of Us podcast. That was a fantastic episode to listen to.
It was very good.
It was very good. I didn't think I would listen to it, and I was like, well, I need something to listen to on the way to work, and it was fantastic. It was short, and I'm excited for Tuesday's episode. So
we didn't even talk about Last of Us comes out next week. That's the news you need to be talking about.
Because this is not that podcast. We'll talk about that on Sunday if you want to come back.
It's going to be so fucking good. I'm so excited.
Donnie, you want to come back Sunday?
I can't wait. I'm so excited to play games next week.
Donnie needs to do strong style.
It's true.
I mean, with that,
after he does strong
it wouldn't interfere.
That doesn't interfere because we still have to record on Sunday.
No. He needs to get strong style done first before he starts hopping on these other podcasts.
I mean,
okay, but you've got between now and Sunday.
I am putting my foot down, sir.
I was gonna say I love how I'm being told my own schedule and my own network.
Questioning my me.
I love it. All right, and we
got 3 months of wrestling to talk about.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is gonna do it for the PSXP this week. Donnie's got to go record a Nintendo show.
Shaq,
you guys know where to find us.
Yeah,
hit us up, holler at us, and play has no limits.
PlayStation